Hurricanes, Justin. Hurricanes.
My evil grandma? Because you know I have an evil grandma, right?
You have an evil grandma?
Still
I
alive.
did not know that.
I have an evil grandma.
She's legitimately evil?
Yeah, she's legitimately evil.
She, like, got poison apples and stuff that she's given...
Pretty much.
Giving chicks who live in the woods?
Like, you know, I'm a pretty laid-back individual.
Yeah.
This is how evil she is. My kids have never met her.
Oh.
Yeah. And Faye has met her, like, twice. She's met her twice, and she is perfectly alright with our boys never knowing their great-grandma.
Because she's so evil.
She's so, on account of the evilness.
What evil thing could your grandmother have possibly be doing? What kind of evil is taking place?
Pretty much everything. I mean, she was
murder.
We don't know. Maybe
we don't know. We don't know.
She was, in all seriousness, she was majorly abusive to my mom. You know?
Okay.
Majorly.
Right.
Physically abusive, verbally abusive, physically abusive. Like, my mom pretty much grew up afraid. You know? And,
I don't like that.
No, like, she grew up afraid, you know, and so she just, she actually came and lived with me and our family, me and my mom and Jim for a while. And she started doing some of the verbal abuses towards me when I was like 16 years old. And like, she would, like, if it was just me in the house with her, Martin, it was weird. It was all like she would go from fine, perfect, okay, to crazy. Just like cussing you out. Like, and this is like an elderly woman. At the time, she was like in her 70s, 80s, just cussing me out with F words and everything. And I'm like, man, you know, it was weird, you know? And,
Wait. When you were 16 years old, she was in her 70s or 80s?
She was in her 70s, yeah.
Okay, so she's in her 90s now.
Yes.
And she's just as evil now? She hasn't mellowed out with time?
No. All of her neighbors are afraid of her. Yeah.
I ain't never going to be afraid of no 90-year-old. I don't care.
She's scary, dude. Like, legit scary. Used to be a prostitute.
Okay.
It's a thing. I don't know if we should put that in the podcast, because if my mom listens to it, she'll probably be upset, but she was a legit prostitute.
You gotta stay alive somehow, man. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Like, different scenarios, you gotta survive.
I don't know what you're arguing there, but
I'm not arguing nothing. I'm just saying, I don't know the situation. I know that's nobody's first choice in line of work.
I would think so.
Something that leads you to that.
Yeah. She always wanted to be a movie star, Martin.
Ooh.
Always wanted to be a movie star, but I'll give you one guess of why she couldn't be a movie star, or at least why she would say she didn't make it big. I'll give you one guess.
Because there's too many Mexicans in movies? Because there's too many Mexicans in the movie business. It's because of the Jews. The Jews.
No. That would be a legitimate. No, it was no. The reason why she didn't make it in show business was because of my mom. Because she had my mom and she had my mom's brother. And they ruined her life.
Oh, what a terrible attitude to have.
She would tell them that growing up. She would tell them
this is a huge downer of a podcast, man.
I know. That's what Irma does.
This is not where I thought the conversation was going to go. I did not think when we sat down it was going to be, all right, we're going to talk about horrible family abuses and awful things that grandmothers might say.
No, my whole point being...
terrible.
My whole point being is that...
Irma's awful?
Irma's awful, man. Irma is awful. Like, there's a reason that Hurricane Irma is named after my evil grandma. And that is because hurricanes suck.
This thing went off the rails so fast.
Yeah.
Before we started recording, we were joking and laughing and all this stuff. Once we pressed record, oh no.
Yeah.
Dude, that's terrible. I did not know that. I feel
you didn't know that about my.
now.
You didn't. You really? You didn't?
No,
I don't really feel.
No.
I don't feel bad, but I'm just all like, when I saw.
I feel bad for V.
Oh yeah, I do too. And here's the thing: she's
terrible.
still to this, like my mom, Jim, who's 81, 82 years old, and my mom, they still have to deal with her to this day.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. You want to hear something funny?
Please, yes, please.
Okay. This is a crazy evil grandma story, okay?
Oh, dear.
It's an evil grandma story that's really funny, okay?
All right, I hope it's funny.
So, like...
Irma.
Irma. Just so you know, I don't talk to her and everything. I guard myself against her because I protect myself because I don't want to... I don't need her. She accuses people of things and that aren't true. And so for me, I am very, very careful and very, very sensitive to that. And so I steer clear of that as much as possible. Steer clear. I have not talked to her in years. My boys have never met her. And so, but my mom, she still sees her. She has to take care of her and everything. And, she oversees her estate and everything.
Does she live near you?
She lives in St. Cloud, dude.
How have I never known any of this? Oh my goodness!
We don't talk about evil Irma.
I obviously not.
All right, so here comes the funny part. So my mom had not talked to her in years. Okay, in years.
Yeah.
And she gets a phone call in the middle of the night that she has to come pick up her mother from the ER and everything. Okay. And my mom's like, "Is everything okay?" She's still, my mom's still real soft. She still loves her mom and everything. Yeah. She didn't have to like her or anything, but she's like, "Oh my gosh, is everything okay?" And they're like, "Yes, ma'am. Your mother called 911 in the middle of the night. Like, you're talking like 2, 3 in the morning, and was on the phone saying that she's going to die because she has." And I can't say it because it's a bad word. Okay, I can't say it on the podcast, but I'm going to spell it out. Okay. She said, "I have ASS cancer."
Well, I mean, it happens. It's going around. I know some people with that.
I know. So she's like, "I'm going to die. I need you to come and get me. I have ASS cancer." And they were like, they did. Sent an ambulance. Went and got her.
Yeah.
You know what she had?
She had a massive dump.
Hemorrhoid.
Hey. Hemorrhoids are uncomfortable.
Yeah, but they're not ASS cancer. She didn't have butt cancer.
No, they're not. They're not cancer, but they're uncomfortable.
She went to the ER in the middle of the night for butt cancer. She thought she had hemorrhoids, and she thought she had butt cancer.
Well, I mean, it could make sense. If you've never had a hemorrhoid, it can happen, dude.
How do you go 90 years and not have a hemorrhoid? I was sitting there thinking to myself, how do you get 90 years and not have a hemorrhoid?
Have you had a hemorrhoid?
Of course, I've had a hemorrhoid. Yes,
I've had one in my life that I know of, and here's what was here. It was when I was in middle school.
That's early.
Can you believe that?
Early for a hemorrhoid.
How can you? And I don't even understand it. And I was just like, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. I don't know what this is, but there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And the way I found out that there was something wrong is, this is so messed up, but I was swimming, and I swam really deep in the pool, and all of a sudden the pressure, I guess, or something, made it really uncomfortable. And,
what?
And it's like, right. And then I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on here. So I got out of the pool, and then just the discomfort just grew.
Of course.
After time. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's happening. But I was like, back and forth in my seat and all that kind of stuff. And I think I couldn't tell anybody. This, in fact, is the first time I've told anybody about this. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I realized, hey,
what it was?
That was a hemorrhoid.
Oh.
Because I couldn't tell my parents.
Why couldn't you tell your parents?
look, man, your family might be able to tell each other about how grandma was a prostitute and all that sort of thing, but
We don't
in
talk
my
about
family, but in my family, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about financial situations. We don't talk about hemorrhoids. Okay? We just don't discuss it. So
I hear you, brother.
I figured it out later on in life. We don't talk about sex. We don't talk about any of that.
Really?
None of it.
You don't talk about none of that stuff?
I never had the talk.
You should. Up. You never had the talk growing up?
No, I never had the talk.
I never really had the talk either. I just figured it out.
You just figured it out. It's like, look, this is not rocket science.
No,
biology is going to take over. It's all going to make sense.
People were doing it for a very long time without ever having a talk. So, you know, I mean,
you think so?
Yeah, I know so. I just can't help but think that, you know, that.
So you don't think God sat Adam and Eve down and said to them, "Hey guys, now it's your wedding night, and I just want to describe some things that are going to happen," and that sort of stuff. That probably didn't happen.
No, I don't think so. I don't think God was all like, "Listen, when a man loves a woman, and a woman loves a man, something special happens." Starts with S, ends with X. It's I made it. Congratulations, you figured it out.
It feels good. It's kind of messy.
Yeah.
It gets better with time.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while for you to get used to this.
Yeah, figure it out, but keep at it.
Take your time. Take your time. Don't rush yourself.
Right. It's kind of like the uchikomis in judo. You gotta practice the form in order for it to work.
Yeah, it's like boxing. You gotta work the. It's much like boxing. You gotta work the jab before you come across with the cross. You know,
you're really right. You gotta work the jab.
Yeah, I feel like that's what God said to Adam and Eve. Listen, work the jab, guys.
Just go with it. Keep trying it out. Yeah, I don't think that happened. I think that. Yeah, I think you're probably right. The majority.
But I think it would I think it would have been hysterical.
Oh my
all
goodness.
All that to say, my grandma is evil. So,
and this hurricane is also named Irma.
That was the whole point of everything. And this hurricane's name is Irma. Is it? I'm just sitting here going to myself. Is this? I'm surprised she is still alive. I'm surprised. My dad on his deathbed, he said, and I quote, "The biggest regret that I have is that your grandma's going to outlive me." He said those exact words. I was all like a month.
Was it a joke? Did he know that it was funny, or was he dead serious?
He was dead serious. And my dad is a jokester, sarcastic, super sarcastic. He was dead serious. I was just like, it was my biggest regret, Justin, is that your grandma outlived me. I didn't think that was going to happen. He goes, "I'm never going to see her die." And he hated her so much. He hated her so much. I know this is really mean, and I apologize if I'm offending anybody here, but
you're not offended.
She's not a nice woman, and for me, I'm not super, like I said, I'm not overly, I'm super chill and everything like that, but my kids have never met her.
And she lives in town.
The closest, my grandma saw Jonas one time because I passed her in Walmart.
That's what I was going to ask. Don't you ever run into her at the Walmart?
I passed her in Walmart with Jonas in a stroller, and I don't talk to her or anything, and I just was like, I mind my own business. I stay away from her. People say whatever they want about that. I don't care. But she looked. I saw her look back when I passed her. She looked back into the stroller, and I had shivers up and down my spine when that happened. It was really weird. So she's very evil, Martin.
So when you say she's very evil, do you think that there's some sort of outside spiritual forces acting on her?
Ooh.
Or do you think that she's just unregenerate, just evil?
I don't know.
I'm asking you if she's demonically.
I was gonna ask. Yeah,
influenced.
is that what is she demonically influenced, demonically possessed?
Maybe not possessed, but maybe influenced. What do you think? Maybe there's a reason you had shivers down your spine.
I think, because I think that's one of the things that nowadays we always talk about that people ask about demonic possession and everything like that, and I think
it's always the exorcist.
Yeah,
right.
I think we see demonic influence where Satan will use people and their circumstances and situations to get them to do and say things that they shouldn't do or say. I think we see a lot of
exploitation.
That. Yeah, exploitation. And I would say that sounds about right. That's would be a very good explanation for what I've experienced over the years with her. And
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Dude, that has nothing to do with hurricanes or the Nashville Statement or any of this stuff that we were supposed to talk about.
And maybe it does, Martin. Maybe it does.
I don't know.
Because what if hurricanes were demonically influenced?
Oh.
What?
Boy, I hope not.
I really hope not either. That's embarrassing.
So whoever is listening to this conversation, Justin and I both live in the southeast United States, and at the moment a hurricane is bearing down upon
the greatest place in the United States.
Florida? No. Georgia?
No,
maybe.
The Southwest. Wait, are we in the South?
The Southeast.
Southeast. We're in the Southeast. The greatest directions on a compass.
What are your major pieces of advice to people preparing for the hurricane? Or any hurricane? How do you prepare for severe weather? What should people do?
Number one, what should people do?
Yeah.
To get ready. I've been through a lot of hurricanes, and here's the deal. Even the last one that we were in, and it wasn't anywhere near, because this one that's coming in that's named after my evil grandma, it's a pretty big one, It's going to do some damage.
It is.
And
it already has.
Already has done a lot of damage. I don't know how much damage we're going to get in Orlando. I think we're going to get I think we're going to get some pretty heavy winds and a lot of rain. But I think one of the things that for some people, in an area like I'm at, if you're by the coast, Martin, if you were by the coast, just sometimes you just gotta leave. It's okay.
Yeah, you gotta go somewhere.
Gotta go, get out of there. That's
storm surge.
Really, yeah. It's really important to just not stick around and everything for things like that, because it's not worth. I'll just say this: your crap ain't worth it. All right. What is it? Rick Scott had a pretty good little thing he said where he said, where he was talking about, listen, your stuff you can replace eventually, but you can't replace your life or your family's lives. And I think he's right, exactly right on that one. Okay. So anyways, if you're on someplace like the coast, just leave.
Mm-hmm.
If you're someplace like Orlando, St. Cloud, Kissimmee, and even in a situation like this where this is a big hurricane, I think one of the biggest things for any hurricane is don't overreact. People freaking spaz out and lose their minds. It is very annoying, Martin. It's extremely, extremely annoying. And it's
hilarious.
It's hilarious for some people. It is annoying. It is so annoying. I was just like, oh my gosh. It has been just rough. It's been rough to see and experience. And so anyways, that's probably, don't overreact. Do the things that you should do and you need to do, but don't overreact. Mm-hmm. There's no need for it. So, but
yeah, just calm down, right?
Calm the crap down. Yeah,
it's not that serious.
No,
when last year, we got hit hard by Matthew.
Yeah,
and essentially what was going on is it rained for several days, a lot, before Matthew hit. So the ground was already saturated. And when Matthew hit, high winds knocked down a ton of trees.
Yeah.
So there was power outage everywhere, all over Tattnall County.
Yeah.
So we had serious problems, and there were power outages all over the place. Some of them for a long time. But here's the deal: we might have been out of power, and we might have been out of power for like a week.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to survive a week without power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, it's going to be irritating, but you can survive a week without power.
Exactly.
You'll be okay.
You will definitely be okay. That is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That is a major fact that you will be okay. Everything going to be okay. You're
right.
not going to have a problem.
Now,
that is a definite fact. Now what?
We should also point out that we probably aren't going to experience the kind of flooding that happened in Houston.
No. Why is that? Like, I mean, what was such? Was it because it went in and it slowed down? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it just dumped a ton of rain over a long period of time, and the water just couldn't leave fast enough.
Yeah.
That's what was going on. And even though this storm is pretty slow, it's not super fast. Yeah. It's probably not going to sit there and dump nearly as much water on Florida or Georgia or South Carolina as Harvey did in Texas.
Yeah,
so it probably isn't going to be the same kind of thing.
What it did was because it went straight into land. It goes straight into land, and there is no because when it's still kind of partially on land, partially on water, when it hits land, it slows down. But if it's still in the water, it's gonna keep moving. And that's I know this can sound weird. That's kind of the benefit of Florida.
The East Coast is beneficial.
It's going to keep going. So anyways, I guess that's just a big thing. Don't overreact. Some people just lose their minds, and we've been seeing it a lot here and everything. Although I was really, really pleased because I went to go get sandbags, and I got 13 sandbags. I'm not overdoing it. There's no need to overdo it. I'm not going to barricade my door, all the way up with it. It's just going to be a little, just barricading I'm just going to put some in front of my front door, some in my back door. That's it. But it was actually a pleasant experience because people weren't freaking out. But I guess the night before, people were just losing their minds trying to get sandbags. Yeah. And I was just I think one of the guys told me yeah, man, we were here till 9:30 last night, and people were being jerks. People were because today is a lot better. Today's a lot better, and it's everybody's a lot nicer and everything. I'm like, cool. He goes, well, we're moving a lot faster because they got more piles of dirt and everything brought in, and so that's beneficial. And so I waited longer than it took me to fill the bags because filling those bags ain't easy, but it took me 20 minutes. Did 13 bags, took me 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I went fast, man. I was like, bam, 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 all by myself. So.
Don't forget your shovel.
I did forget my shovel. Yeah, and tip, if you're going to go get sandbags, bring a shovel. I forgot my shovel, and what happened when you forget your shovel is you got to get out of line, go get a shovel. You can't really count on anybody else having a shovel there for you because you never know if they will or not. Right. And so I had to go back, get a shovel, and I came back, and I had to start all over in line, which it wasn't that far. I got back to where I started rather quickly, but just don't do that.
Don't forget your shovel.
Don't forget your shovel.
You're gonna want to keep that.
Yeah,
keep that close by.
Yeah, so I went pretty fast. I was like, choop, choop, choop. I was like, just did it.
Any other tips for the hurricane?
The other tip that I would say has to do with the whole overreacting thing. Be calm with your family. There's the whole stress out thing and people getting stressed out because of stuff. I mean, I understand that it's scary and everything like that, but sometimes we make things way worse than they really are and with no need to. And so the last hurricane that was going to destroy us and kill us all, literally, the weather people were like, yeah, we're all going to die. One literally said that, everybody is going to die.
This storm will kill you.
This storm will kill everybody.
It did not.
It did not. And the only reason my power went out for 2 hours was because my stinking neighbor's trees were overgrown. And just mind you, Martin, they still are.
So you're going to lose power
I'm going to lose power again. Easy. So
because of your stupid neighbor.
Stinking neighbor. So, and we had lost power after the storm. So it was so annoying. So yeah, he's if it happens again, Martin.
Yeah.
He's getting it. I'm gonna have some words with my neighbor about making sure his trees are taken care of. So my trees are, even though my yard is not like real manicured, man, my trees are not going to be knocking down power lines. Not going to happen. So
yeah, is that intentional? Do you deliberately keep your trees down, or do you not have any trees by the power lines?
No, I have trees by the power lines, but yeah, we keep them down. You know?
There you go. All right.
It's very annoying. So I'm very frustrated. If that happens again, I'm not going to be happy at all, Martin.
Welcome to intermission. Yeah, intermission.
You want to know what concerns me the most about this storm?
Other than the name?
Right, other than the name, which is very upsetting to me. Irma.
Who names
Irma.
Hurricane Irma?
I don't know. Obviously, people like me who are unfamiliar with your grandmother. So, that's who.
What a bunch of D-bags.
My trees on the farm right now are loaded down.
Oh, no.
This was going to be an incredible year for pecans. There's pecans all over the place, but this storm is going to knock them all down. And that means that we're going to go from me having a huge year for pecans.
Oh, no.
During a year where the price for pecans is going to be higher because Texas isn't producing. And Alabama and West Georgia aren't really producing very well. So the price for pecans is high. And I'm having a great season. These pecan trees, they are loaded down. They're not going to be after this storm.
No, they're not.
So what I need is for this hurricane to take a very serious right-hand turn.
Yeah,
I need it to turn to the right.
It needs to go into the ocean.
It needs to head east. It needs to head east right now.
I agree with you.
Stop fooling around.
I agree. Irma. That's it. I'm just saying Irma.
I was talking
Irma.
to. I went to the buy low today to buy some, just some non-perishables. You know what
just
I'm saying?
So you know, the buy low, everybody, is a store.
It's a grocery store, yeah.
In Georgia. Okay, just want everybody to know that.
It's sort of like the Piggly Wiggly. In fact, ours used to be a Piggly Wiggly, but it got bought out.
Okay.
But little grocery store, they put them in small towns.
Like a Save-A-Lot.
Kind of, yeah. Same kind of idea. Little grocery store.
Yeah.
So I go in the buy low, and I'm in there all the time anyway. So most of the people, we recognize each other and all that. And I see the girl at the counter, and I said hello when I was walking in. And she was like, "It's calm right now. Let's hope it stays that way." And then I checked out with her at the same register, and I'm going out and I'm talking to her and everything. And she said that yesterday in the little town of Glenville at the buy low, that it was an absolute madhouse. That people were going crazy in the buy low trying to buy everything. They were just going nuts. And she said it was so busy. I worked until 9 and it was insane. And I was just like, that was a mistake. You shouldn't try not to work in the evenings during this insanity. Because I go in there, it's about maybe 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's between 8:30 and 9, somewhere around in there. There's nobody in there, and it's nice and relaxed. You go through and you have a pleasant conversation. That's when I like to go to the grocery store. I know not everybody has that freedom in their schedule, but I like to stroll through there between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, have a pleasant conversation with Olga. That's not who I was talking to. She wasn't working today, but
Olga wasn't working.
Olga wasn't working. She's my favorite. She doesn't speak a whole lot of English, but she's always very pleasant. And
hopefully the other ladies aren't watching right now talking about how Olga's your favorite, because then they're going to be jealous and everything.
Well, you want to know what? They should execute in the same way Olga executes. I don't know what to say.
Oh, you just got called out, ladies.
That's right.
got called
Anywho,
out.
she said that it was just a madhouse, that it was just crazy in there, which is nutty to me because Bilo is not
It's a
like
Bilo.
a busy store. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on there. So it's a weird thing that the place was going nuts.
Yeah.
It's very weird. And we have gas stations here in town that are already out of gas.
Really?
Like I saw some today. And this storm isn't even supposed to get up here until Monday. Already out of gas.
Yeah. Well, that's
and
what.
I'm just like, dude, calm down. Calm down.
Yeah.
But you know what? If all these guys fill up on gas now, that means there's time tomorrow, which is Friday, or Saturday, for the gas to come in and get refilled. There's time for there to be more showing up so I can get some more gas.
Exactly.
Now, I had already filled up. And I filled up the church van, and I had, I'm doing all right. I got plenty of gas to get to Macon if I need to get to Macon.
Good. Yeah.
So, it's whatever. But going on I-10 right now, going on I-16 right now is a fool's errand.
Nightmare.
Why would you even do it? It's nonsense.
Yeah.
It's like, it would be like for you to get on I-4 right now. Why would you do it?
Yeah.
There's no point. No reason.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Today I'm out and I call my dad and I'm like, hey, you guys doing okay? Checking in, being a good son.
Yeah, I did my checking in today too. Yeah.
You guys doing okay? Need anything? That kind of stuff. And Jim's like, gonna need you to stop by the house. Because I had to go out by the Lake Nona Walmart to see if they had anything. I was gonna go grab like some charcoal and lighter fluid, that kind of stuff.
Cigars.
Cigars, yeah.
Rolling paper.
Exactly. The bare essentials.
Bare essentials.
And
pipe,
so
tobacco.
Yeah. And so Jim's like, you have to come over. You have to come over. Like, and I'm thinking, oh, I sounds kind of serious.
Mm.
And so he goes, yeah, you need to come see your mother. And I'm thinking, Mom's freaking out. Yeah. All right, I gotta go calm Mom down. Get in the car, and I was, was coming back from that Lake Nona Walmart, and they live over by there. I was like, and there's part of me that goes, there was part of me sitting there going, I gotta get home and patch this hole in my house and everything, and I need to start getting on this.
You have a hole in your house?
Yeah, it's a little where I had to get my water fixed. I never patched it up. It's no big deal. I'm gonna patch it up real quick, and then I did half of it today, and I gotta let it dry, and I had to build it back up. So
okay,
it's
a little quick-crete.
A little weird, but yeah. Hopefully I have enough. Hopefully I don't gotta go get more because that crap is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I'm like, there's part of me going, just keep going, Justin. There's really nothing that you need to do there. And no, I gotta go check. I gotta go check in. So I stop and ring the doorbell. Jim answers his door, and I go, hey, everything okay? And he goes, yeah. What you doing? And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I go in, and he looks at me, and he sits down on the couch, and I'm like, I don't even see Mom. And I go, what's going on? He goes, I said, look at him. I go, what's going on? And he goes, crazy weather, huh? And I'm like, yeah, it is crazy weather. And he starts saying all this stuff about the weather, and he keeps talking about the weather, and I'm just like sitting there going, oh my gosh, he just wants to talk about the weather. He called me because he wanted to talk, and I love him, and he's so old, and I love him, but I'm still sitting there going, I don't need to be here,
I could definitely be somewhere else right now.
I need to be someplace else right now. And he's like, and he just kept talking about the weather. And then we're watching the freaking stock exchange. He's just sitting there. He's like, oh, look at that. The NASDAQ is up. And I'm like, it is? Oh, I don't know. And he's like talking about all this stuff. And I'm just sitting here going, oh,
how's the S&P 500 doing?
Yeah. I just was like, he's talking about, the stock exchange. And then he's talking about the weather. And he's like, this is going to be really bad and this and that. And I'm just like, oh crap, I messed up by coming over here. It's like, he just wants to talk. And like I said, I love him, but I was like, this is not one of those, just talk days, you know? It's not one of those
just talk days. It's the day to get stuff done.
Exactly. And he's just sitting on the couch, and I'm like, and I go like this, I go, where's Mom at? He goes, oh, she's not here. I'm like, what? She's not here? He goes, yeah, she's out getting her teeth cleaned. And I'm like,
need clean teeth.
Like, and he goes, funny story, she couldn't even get them cleaned today because of the traffic was so bad because on account of the storm, Justin. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I'm like, am I taking crazy pills? The answer is yes, apparently I am. But then he starts saying this. He starts saying, well, you know, Justin, they're predicting the storm to do this. And then they're predicting the storm to do this. And then they're predicting the storm to do this. And I said, question, what is it they're doing? Like, are they predicting it goes this way? Or are they predicting it goes that way? Because actually what this seems like to me is a crapshoot. Like they're playing, they're just like going, weathermen and their predictions. I freaking hate them. I don't even think, if I'm predicting something, like back during the election, you remember when I predicted Trump was going to win?
Yes. Accurately, I would remind all of our listeners.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everybody that's upset with me. I'm sorry for all the people that are upset with me, but I predicted that. And the prediction went like this. Trump is going to win. I said those exact words. It's literally, I'm like the Nostradamus of the Two Bearded Preachers, okay?
I was just thinking that. Thinking, if one of us was Nostradamus, it would definitely be Justin.
I have a Nostradamus hat. I was given one. I was. So I predicted Trump's going to win. I didn't say Trump is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Or Hillary's going to win. That's not a prediction. That's just like going, it's just going whatever. That's not, what do you call that? That's not a prediction.
What you call it is the Weather Channel needs to fill 24 hours live streaming of airtime. Yeah. They need to fill all that time, so you gotta say something.
So,
I was watching the Weather Channel today. It's ridiculous.
There is 11 different tracks of predictions. And that's not a prediction, Martin. It's not a prediction. A prediction, you say, we believe the storm is going to go this path.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say, because if you look on some of those charts, there'll be a line, but then there'll be another line next to it doing something a little different, and there'll be another line next to it, and then there's going to be one that was like, is like, the weather guy was drinking that day.
That one is my favorite. That's the one where it goes like, it completely disappears overnight. Nobody knows where it went.
I
like that one.
Yeah, that's the
just
one
all of a sudden gone.
But it's basically just a bunch of weather guys getting around. They're all like, I think it's going to do 2 degrees east, or it's going to be this or that, and then there's one dude going. There's one guy that's been drinking all night long. His name is Gary, and he's all like, man, let me tell you what the storm's going to do. It's just going to go someplace that nothing is at. It's going to go the exact opposite. My money's on it's going exact opposite of everybody else. That's where my money's at.
He's a contrarian, that Gary.
Yeah.
Gary's always saying the opposite of everyone else.
Gary, the drunken contrarian weatherman.
Hey, my money's on Gary.
My money's on Gary, too.
Because I got to save these pecans.
Yeah, we got to save those pecans. Toby.
It's very important.
Toby keeps talking about coming up and making some money. He goes, Dad, we're going to make some money. I said, he goes, Dad, if I make some money, you know what he said? If I make some money, can we put it into our new house?
Be like, yes, son, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Just give it.
Absolutely.
Just give it to me. So anyways, I think the weather predictions are, I want to go on the record to say they are not predictions. They're just like, give me one prediction. That's
all you want.
That's all
what I
you
want
should
from the
have.
weatherman. The weatherman should make the decision for me.
That's
which
what a
way
prediction is.
He's going to go.
Like, every weather channel should go, all right, here's our prediction. Not, here are our predictions. It's not, I don't think you should have multiple predictions for one scenario. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know anything about weather, so let's put this into our own sphere of expertise, right?
I'm with
when
you.
When you're like communicating a theological position, you do that. You do that in all your sermons. You are articulating a particular theological position. Don't you ever say, now there are some people who think that this passage means this, and there are others who think this passage means that. And there's others who think this passage means this crazy thing over here. And then there's this crazy drunken guy named Gary who thinks that this passage means this.
And Gary's right.
Those are all the views, but let me tell you why Gary's right. Let me tell you why.
I have done that.
He has it on lockdown.
Yeah, I will say that I have done that. But Martin, I don't always do that.
You don't always do that? Sometimes you just tell him, listen, I read Gary's commentary on this passage. He's right. Yeah. This is what it is.
Forget all
this
those.
Is the theological
Forget what everybody else says. Okay, Gary's spot on.
Gary's got it.
Gary the
drunken. It's a good rule of thumb.
Contrarian theologian.
Oh, so Gary the contrarian theological weatherman.
Yeah.
He prefers meteorologist, I think.
Gary the drunken meteorologist. Contrarian meteorologist. I love this guy already when he doesn't even exist.
Oh, doesn't he?
What if he does?
You never can tell.
You can't.
You never know.
I'm really, actually, I'm a little scared that everything we're talking about is more true than we even believe. Like, literally, all the weather people, they've got, like, their own network where they're, like, you know, they've got their own network where they all sit and talk and they send messages back. They're all, like, in a face group chat.
Yeah.
Facebook Messenger chat room and everything. And they're like, man, we really got these guys scared now, don't we? They're just going over all this stuff. They're like, hey, what do you think about this? This is hysterical. And you're just like, oh, crap. Or,
they're just doing it to get them. They're going to get them advertising dollars, man. That's what it's all about. These guys, these news shows, the Weather Channel, they actually make money during the hurricanes. When it's not hurricane season, they don't make no money because no one watches the Weather Channel. Who cares about that noise?
I don't watch Weather Channel.
But you want to know what's on my TV right now? The Weather Channel. Well, that or The Princess Bride, which all right, you have a crazy grandmother, an evil grandmother.
Evil.
Let me tell you something that I just found out about Big Dad. That is shocking. It shocked me to my very core.
Yeah.
Big Dad is now 57 years old. He has never seen The Princess Bride.
Is he in the living room watching it right now?
He is, in fact.
He is?
Yes. He's been there watching The Princess Bride for the very first time. It's on like TBS or some nonsense. And watching it and seeing it with all the commercials and everything built in. And I'm just thinking to myself, how have you gone this long and not seen this movie? Everyone, and Leia and I, we're sitting there, it's on, we're saying the lines right along with it. And Big Dad's over there laughing hysterically because we both know all the words. And I'm just looking at him like, how in the world is it possible that you have not seen this movie?
Okay.
You need to see this one.
I will go out on a limb.
Yeah.
I will message him tomorrow. Okay. I guarantee you that Jim has never seen The Princess Bride.
See, but
we're talking 82 years old, and he hasn't seen it. I guarantee he hasn't seen it.
But that's outside of the window for him. You know what I'm saying?
But see, the way I see
it's outside of the window.
Here's the way I see it. He has a lot more time to see it. You know, he's so old. He's had all this time to see it. Like, he should
What's he doing with his time?
Listen,
watching the Weather Channel?
When you're that old, you should see pretty much every movie that's worth seeing. And Princess Bride is one of those. It's one of those great movies.
I was shocked that he hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
Like, I was genuinely surprised. Because he's got a good sense of humor. And he's going to enjoy The Princess Bride because it is a funny, funny movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
Yes.
I was just... ROUSs? I don't think they exist. It's so great. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Of course, that particular line isn't terribly funny unless you are looking at the scene where Wesley is looking at a rodent of an unusual size.
Exactly. I don't think it exists. It is more funny in context.
Right. But everybody who doesn't, and if you don't know the context, shame on you. Shame on you.
That's true.
I'm going to go see It with Leia. We were supposed to go this weekend, but now there's this hurricane coming.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm not going to see it.
Irma was ruined my date night.
Oh, that's evil Irma. See, that's what she'll do, man. You got to watch out for her, bro.
She's the worst.
She is
the worst.
She is.